The true role of a mother. According to Scripture, Yahweh's design revealed through Hannah. A believer's poems ministry. Teaching. Today we are studying 1 Samuel chapter 1, the story of Hannah, a woman whose pain became prayer, whose prayer became promise, and whose promise became a prophet. This is not just a Mother's Day message. This is a lesson about faith, surrender, spiritual motherhood, and Yahweh's design for raising children in truth. Hannah lived in a divided household. Elkanah had 2 wives, Hannah and Peninnah. Peninnah had children, but Hannah had none. Scripture says Yahweh had shut up Hannah's womb. That means Hannah's situation was not hidden from Yahweh. Her sorrow was not random, and her tears were not wasted. Sometimes the place of delay becomes the place where Yahweh develops deeper faith. Peninnah provoked Hannah year after year. Every time they went up to Shiloh to worship and sacrifice unto Yahweh, Hannah carried the same pain. She was loved by her husband, but still grieved in her spirit. This teaches us something important. Love from people can comfort us, but only Yahweh can answer the deepest cry of the soul. Hannah did not turn her bitterness into revenge. She turned her bitterness into prayer. She went before Yahweh and poured out her soul. She prayed so deeply that Eli the priest misunderstood her and thought she was drunk. But Hannah answered, "No, my master, I am a woman of a sorrowful spirit." She was not drunk with wine. She was overwhelmed with grief, faith, and surrender.
Yahweh.
This is where the true role of a mother begins in Scripture, not merely in giving birth, but in surrendering life back to Yahweh.
Even love cannot fill.
Hannah asked for a son, but she did not ask selfishly. She vowed that if Yahweh gave her a man-child, she would give him back to Yahweh all the days of his life. Hannah understood something many have forgotten today. Children belong first to Yahweh. A mother is not the owner of a child's destiny. She is a steward of it. She is chosen to nurture, guide, protect, teach, and prepare that child to walk in the purpose Yahweh has established.
If you remember me.
Put away your wine.
Psalm 127 verse 3 declares,
Oh, my master.
"Lo, children are an
I am a
heritage of
woman
Yahweh,
sorrow.
and the fruit of the womb is his
Please, my
reward."
Lord, remember me.
This means children are not accidents, burdens,
Go in
or
peace.
possessions. They are a sacred trust. Hannah received Samuel as an answer to prayer, but she raised him with the understanding that his life had a calling beyond her own comfort. After Yahweh remembered Hannah, she conceived and gave birth to Samuel. His name carried testimony because she said, "Because I have asked him of Yahweh." Even his name reminded her that he was a child of prayer. Samuel was not just born from the womb. He was born through intercession. This is the first major lesson. A mother's prayer can shape a child's future before the child understands their own calling. Hannah did not rush Samuel into the world without preparation. She nursed him, cared for him, and waited until he was ready to be brought to the house of Yahweh. This shows us that motherhood is both tender and purposeful. A righteous mother nourishes the body, but she also prepares the spirit. Deuteronomy 6 verses 6 and 7 teaches, "And these words which I command thee this day shall be in thine heart, and thou shalt teach them diligently unto thy children." The home is the first classroom. Before children learn from culture, entertainment, schools, or society, Yahweh designed the home to be the first place of instruction. This is why Proverbs 1 verse 8 says, "My son, hear the instruction of thy father, and forsake not the law of thy mother." Notice that Scripture honors the mother's teaching. A mother's words can become a fence around a child's life. Her correction can become protection. Her prayers can become covering. Her wisdom can echo long after the child has grown. Hannah's motherhood was not based on control. It was based on covenant. She did not bring Samuel to Eli because she did not love him. She brought Samuel because she loved Yahweh more than her own desire to hold on. That is one of the hardest lessons in parenting, to raise children in such a way that they can belong fully to Yahweh. This does not mean every mother is called to physically leave her child at a temple like Hannah did. It means every mother is called to dedicate her child's life, future, gifts, identity, and purpose back to Yahweh. A mother walking in the Ruach HaKodesh does more than manage a household. She discerns what is entering the home. She watches what is shaping the child's mind. She teaches truth when the world teaches confusion. She corrects with love. She warns with wisdom. She comforts with patience. She prays when no one else sees the battle. Zechariah 4 verse 6 says, "Not by might nor by power, but by my Spirit, saith Yahweh of hosts." A mother cannot carry this calling by human strength alone. She needs the power of Yahweh working within her. She needs discernment. She needs endurance. She needs wisdom from above. The story of Hannah also teaches us that a mother's pain can become ministry. Her weeping did not disqualify her. Her sorrowful spirit did not make her weak. Her brokenness became the place where Yahweh met her. The same woman who could not eat because of grief later became the woman whose face was no longer sad. Why? Because she had placed her burden before Yahweh. That is a message for every mother, grandmother, aunt, guardian, and spiritual mother. Yahweh sees the tears that others misunderstand. He hears prayers that others cannot hear. He remembers what others overlook. When Hannah returned with Samuel, she told Eli, "For this child I prayed, and Yahweh hath given me my petition which I asked of him." That sentence is a testimony every praying mother understands. For this child I prayed. For this child I cried. For this child I waited. For this child I stood in faith. But Hannah did not stop there. She said, "Therefore also I have lent him to Yahweh. As long as he live, he shall be lent to Yahweh." This is the heart of biblical motherhood. The child is received with gratitude and released with faith. In today's world, many people speak about motherhood only through emotion, culture, or tradition. But Scripture reveals something deeper. A mother is a vessel of life, a teacher of truth, a guardian of the home, an intercessor in prayer, and a steward of Yahweh's purpose. This does not mean mothers are perfect. Hannah was sorrowful. Mary pondered things in her heart. Lois and Eunice passed down faith through generations. The virtuous woman of Proverbs 31 labored, served, taught, and strengthened her household. Scripture does not present motherhood as easy. It presents motherhood as holy. And this is where we must return to the way. A mother's role is not defined by the systems of the world. It is not measured by popularity, status, or applause. It is measured by faithfulness to Yahweh. The true crown of a mother is not gold. It is legacy. It is children raised in truth. It is prayers planted in secret. It is wisdom spoken in love. It is a household pointed back to the Creator. So when we study Hannah, we do not just see a woman who wanted a child. We see a woman who trusted Yahweh with the child she prayed for. We see a mother who understands covenant. We see the birth of Samuel, one of the great prophets of Yasharel, beginning with the tears of a praying woman. That is the true role of a mother according to Scripture, to carry life, nurture purpose, teach truth, pray without ceasing, and dedicate the next generation back to Yahweh. And according to Believers Poems Ministry, this is why we must go back and study our Bible and follow the teachings of the way through Yeshua instead of Christian theological traditions of man. If this message speaks to you, like, comment, and share. Subscribe for more biblical teachings, stories, and spiritual insights.